Alrighty, welcome back. Got room in the shop because the Camaro's moved, so I'm making some shelves for my bathroom. I did a video on the vanity I did. This is the same wood. It's all spalted, looks nice. I milled this on my sawmill. So I think I'm gonna do, I started sanding these pieces down. This is the piece I'm gonna use, but I think I'm gonna do is make some brackets, floating shelf brackets, I guess. So I had these old pieces of bar laying around, and I have this old, I don't know what it is, piece of round rod anyway, that I'm going to weld on. Obviously not the bent part, but on there. Drill some holes in the wood, drill some holes in there. Probably only need maybe 3 per thing. And then these holes will mount to the wall, and Bob's your uncle. That's about it, right? So I'm going to be using, I haven't used the old welding table in a long time. It's pretty rusty, surface rusty. I'm going to have to clean it, but anyway, I'm going to be using that so I can clamp these down and get my round rod nice and straight on there. You don't want them crooked when you drill your holes, right? So that's my plan for today. Nothing exciting, but exciting to me, I guess. I don't know if it's too exciting to watch, but anyway, this is what I'm doing. The more I check this out, the more I can't recess that in there. It's too, I'd have to cut it. I have to cut it this way maybe, and then try to recess it in. It is kind of a pretty thick metal for what I'm doing here. I'm gonna try to look for something better. I have these mystery boxes of metal here that I keep all these scraps in. And I always go and say, hey, mystery boxes of metal, what do you have for me today? And I spend way too much time digging through them because there's just so much crap in there. But I usually find something, to be honest with you. There's a piece of escape, like I think that, yeah, way too thick. But maybe I'll just use some sheet metal actually. It's not going to be, there's no weight going on these things, really. I don't know. Maybe I'll just cut those down. But I don't see any thin metal in here. So I think what I've decided to do is, I'm just going to set this down on one edge, like that. And I will try to recess, just leave the top lip so I can't see the metal, and just recess this whole spot in there. I guess with it's a very, maybe just a table saw blade, because it's pretty thin. Could do with a rotor, I guess. Let me figure out what I'm going to use for that. Alright, this is the setup I got going on. I'm going to try to router it. I got this huge, bulky King Canada router, so it's not the easiest thing to play with, but it'll work. So I've measured out, I'm going to try to cut that out. Clamp this down in place with some other wood so I don't damage it. Should be okay. I got this stop set up here, so everything should be fine. So let me see what happens here. Oh. And let's get to routering. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I may still have to trim that piece of metal back. Alright, I guess I'm just going to keep going with the router and just get rid of all this waste. Just be a cleaner, well, not cleaner in here, but it'll be easier, I think. Let's try that. Well, kind of worked. My rotor slipped a little bit. I took it on a weird angle and dove in there a little bit. I'm no woodworker, I'll tell you that. But there's probably a way easier way to do this. That's the way I did it. I'm hoping this is going to fit in there. Like I said, I probably still have to... oh yeah, it fits in no problem. I had to go a little deeper than I wanted to, because of this. I couldn't get the blade down past this, so yeah, compromise a little here and there, but it's still gonna work. It'll just sit out here, but the rods are still gonna stick in there, so it's perfectly fine. So that's one done. Yeah, I got that rotored out. You can see it sits in there quite a ways, and it's a little long. So I've marked it. I think I'm going to trim that off, and then I'll weld my round rod to this. I'm going to cut that off. So I think I want to cut it where you get rid of the marker line, so it'll snug up in there nice and tight, and it won't be a problem. So, and then, yeah, like I said in the beginning, I thought this was a little too wide anyway. So I'm just going to do this with an angle grinder, I guess. Yeah, that's all. I have a plasma cutter, but this isn't going to work well for the plasma, I don't think so. Alright, we got that cut in half, or not in half, and took a third off, I guess. Should fit in there beautiful now, see? Now, the only other issue is my round rod. Oh yeah, it'll still weld on there, so that's good. It'll just fit. So yeah, I'm just gonna do, you know, a couple of round rods, probably that deep in. Probably there and there. Don't need anything. It's because I'm gonna have bolts in here or screwed into the wall. Maybe 3, I don't know. See how I feel about it. There's nothing heavy going on these shelves, but you never know for the next guy, I guess, right? So, all right, roughly like that is what we're gonna do, I think. So that's gonna weld onto there. I'll put a few holes in here. Screw to the wall. Then I'll drill the wood, and those will just slide in there, I guess. That's what I'm hoping. Alright, so we got our handy dandy welding table. So just put that anywhere. So I'm just going to hold this down so it doesn't move around. I want to get the things on there nice and straight. That's actually bent up, so let's put another one of these. Alright, push that down, keep it away from, we're going to weld right here, so we'll keep it away best we can, keep it tight. and then we're going to stand these up and weld them in. So I'm just going to stand it up, tack it. I think I'm going to do it, it's the bottom, probably just right in the middle here somewhere is probably the best. Yeah, I'll tack it, give it a small tack, and then I'll level it up and weld it around. I did bevel the edges here a bit so the weld can penetrate for sure. Let's show a little tack in it here. Just little MIG welders, all I use. Nothing special. So I'm just going to hold that on roughly where my mark is. Like that. Can't find my small square, so I'm going to have to use this big one, I guess. And I got this in the way. Should have tacked it on the other side. I think that looks pretty good about there. Check it again. It's good there. It's hard to do with this. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's hard to say. Let me get them tacked up and then I'll move it. See from there. Alright, that's the one done, I guess. I can grind it down a little more. But it should sit right in there like that. Drill some holes and I'll be laughing. Drill a hole here, there, and there maybe. And then 2 long holes into there. Alright, I got my holes drilled, measured them out, drilled some holes. Had to manipulate my tiny little drill press here to get it to work. The table was too high. Put the drill bit up high enough to get this under it, and then it wouldn't drill deep enough. So anyway, made it work. I got this, would stick it up in the bit. I would stick this up in the bit and then slide another piece of wood under it. Made it work anyway. My bracket. There's my bracket. Grounded down a little bit. But as you can see, slides in, goes pretty level. So it's not bad. I don't want it to go all the way in anyway, because once this screws to the wall, once this screws to the wall, this is going to hit the wall, so it's not going to go all the way in anyway. So it's actually nice that I left that gap because for the weld. So anyway, that's the one done. Now I got to move on to the next one, but you get the gist of it. That's how it's going to look. See, floating shelf bracket, simple, homemade, very simple, scrap metal. Anybody can do it. So now I'm just going to drill a few holes there, just to screw it to the wall using the drill press. Yeah, not a big deal, but I need 2 hands to do this, but just to show you. And I got my 3 holes drilled. I was going to use these ones. I could have. It's right on the edge of where I cut it, but whatever. Just drilled 3 new holes. So with those 3 holes there, screw it to the wall. Once this is firmly planted on the wall, then you just slide your shelf on. And it looks like it's going to be pretty good. So that's it for today. I don't think you need to see me make the other one. I'm not going to hang it today. I've got to sand this a bunch more times, and I got to stain it and blah, 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 all that stuff. So yeah, if you like what you're seeing, comment, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. You know what to do. And hope everybody's having a great day and staying warm. All right, thanks. All right, so as you can see, that's just going to screw to the wall with the holes I drilled. Bang like that. And then once that is in place, board with these holes will slide over those pegs when it's mounted on the wall, just like that. And that'll be the end of it. I gotta stain it, clean it, do all that stuff, or sand it, stain it, all that business, but that will be the end of it. Thanks for watching.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Alright, there they are hung up. Not too bad. Had to touch up a little bit of the paint peeled here, right there, when I started putting the screws in, but puttied it, and I'm gonna just touch it up with some paint. I think they look pretty good.